What up?
What's this?
It's my courtside fit, bro.
Courtside fit?
Yeah, it's my, trying out my courtside fits.
What is a courtside fit?
What's this?
Courtside fit.
Courtside fit?
Courtside fit.
Courtside fit.
Courtside fit.
Courtside fit.
Quick question, brosivs. Which glasses are better for a courtside fit?
Why do you need glasses for a courtside fit?
It's bright courtside, bro.
Why do you need a courtside fit?
Oh, I'm gonna win the ultimate fan experience, bro. With DNVR and Brett Brew.
But Vogt, you're not eligible for that.
Who's eligible, bro?
Anybody that's following DNVR and Breckenridge Brewery and who clicks on the link above in this tweet and fills out the form becomes eligible to win the ultimate fan experience and sit courtside at the game and get 2 passes to the Lexus Lounge.
Hang on, Adam. Did you say anybody?
Anybody besides DNVR employees.
Courtside fit. Courtside fit. Courtside fit. Courtside fit. Only Dev can pull off a courtside fit, man. Only Dev can.
It's so true.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Winners Lounge. Courtside fit. Presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. How do we do tonight, fellas, on the DraftKings?
Oh, that's a dub.
Clean sweep.
Oh, we cleaned.
We cleaned up and made some money. The Yoke triple-double, that was almost 2-to-1 odds. Gave us that was like paid off right away. That was a no-sweater.
Yeah,
Nuggets get a win. You guys saw our little intro there. We got one of our best giveaways, if not the single best giveaway we've ever done.
It's incredible.
In partnership with Breckenridge Brew. You guys know we're always working with them. They're giving away 2 courtside tickets. This is not a joke. This is not an exaggeration. They're actually courtside 2.
Courtside, they're 1 row back.
1 row back of courtside, so I don't want anybody thinking but it's still courtside. It's still,
Yeah.
Dev, you sat courtside. You were like 4 rows back.
I mean, if somebody's a professional at this type of stuff, it's me. You know what I mean? And I had a courtside fit.
You did have a courtside fit. You were rocking the Jokic. So this is an incredible thing. You guys can see on our Twitter page, there's a link to the description on that, how you sign up. It's super simple. It only takes a second. And not that many people. I mean, your odds, you know how like there's a lottery, it's 1 million people. It's not going to be that many people.
It'd be like 500,000
It's
people.
going to be 500,000 people.
You're twice as likely to win this as you are Powerball.
Nuggets get the win tonight, though. 113, nope, I got it wrong. I have a delayed. My computer died. 122 to 113. 122 to 113. Nuggets get the win over the Pelicans. I should have remembered that number because, Dev, pregame, you told me they were not going to score 114.
I knew it. I said it. It's as if you guys just have to start listening to me.
What was the line? 113 and a half or 114?
114 and a half.
All right, man, they're good at this.
That would have been rough.
Nuggets get the win. Jokic gets the triple-double. Jamal Murray gets the 30-piece. Lots of people look good. Michael Porter had a little Porter quarter going on. There was a lot of good stuff to talk about, and I got some friends to do it with me. First, I got D-line.
That sounded like an exception to what you were saying.
No.
Oh, okay.
I got some friends. The first friend is D-line.
Oh, including, okay.
Yeah.
Great to be here, guys. The Winners Lounge is the only place that I feel comfortable. I feel like myself, you know what I mean?
It's so
I haven't
true.
I haven't been myself for 2 days.
I can attest to this, by the way. Eric has not been himself.
Yeah.
My life has changed in a way that I don't really appreciate.
That sounded really heavy.
Did I get too heavy for the fun intro?
I think
to
you did
Winners
get too
Lounge?
funny for it.
Let's go.
Also in the Winners Lounge with me today is Superstar Dev.
I'm in a good mood because Eric's in a good mood. And
Let's
when the
go.
Nuggets win, Eric's in a good mood.
Let's go. Let's go.
When Eric's in a good mood, the world is in a good mood. Nuggets took care of business tonight, man, and it was interesting. And this show is going to be a content-rich show because we got a Bones benching. We got Bones news drops from Chris Haynes, very plugged in, obviously working with TNT. We got highlights from a lot of guys. We got incredible defense. We'll get to all of it. Let's start with our fast breakdown. My first notes: we couldn't get the game on.
Yeah, it's tough.
It was tough because
It turns out we could.
We just couldn't. The Lakers game went long, so we missed a little bit. So my first quarter notes: Jamal Murray on fire, 3 of 3 from 3-point line. The Nuggets are such a different team when Murray's good, man. Like, I'm going to talk a lot about Murray today. The Pels were 5 of 9 from 3 to start this game, and that's why they were up at the end of the first quarter, 35-31. I don't even think Denver's defense was all that bad. There were some moments of bad defense. They were on fire, man. Bench got worked, though. The bench came in. It's weird to think of how much Denver dominated this game after this stint that we're talking about. There were 10 turnovers for Denver early on in the second period. The bench was just getting absolutely curb stomped. Nothing was working, and the starters had to come back in early. I mean, this is a game the starters played a lot of minutes, but that bench, Bones in for part of it, but it wasn't just him. They took him out. Bench continued to suck.
Yep.
And so the Nuggets get down. They did go on an 8-0 run when the starters came back in. Jokic had a crazy move that live was one of the best moves I'd seen him make in the open court.
Don't rewatch it.
It's the slow motion of it doesn't look that cool. Like most things Jokic does, it's slow mo. It's like all right.
It's because that was unexpected. But then when you
So
watch it, you're like,
unexpected.
that.
It was unexpected because it was saucy. He sauced like as
It
a
was
center,
saucy.
he sauced like all these defensive wings that are supposed to be great.
Dude, saucing up some wings?
Yeah, he saw some wings. 60-57 Pelicans at the half. Third quarter, though, it's time for the Nuggets to take over. We start the quarter with a Jamal Murray 3. Then we get a Michael Porter 3. Then Jokic absolutely in his bag, wheeling and dealing some passes. And then Jokic had a play. Kale, can you pull this up? I sent you the tweet. Jokic had this pass.
Trying to sneak
Help me with this.
Boy Jones took a shot to the face.
What is that?
Are we sure that's a pass?
Can we play it one more time? One more time here.
I feel like it was a pass and that it definitely wanted to go to Aaron Gordon. I felt like it was supposed to be an alley-oop.
Well, I need the chat to tell me on this one. Play it again here. Look at this.
Sneak it to Gordon. Boy Jones took a shot to the face. Offensive rebound.
Man,
Gordon, he's going to shoot.
I don't know, man.
What are you saying, Eric?
To me, this looks like an attempted alley-oop that ended up fortuitous.
What do you think, Dev?
I think that he just threw it towards the rim and he said,
Go up and get it?
Gordon is down there somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't think it was a pass off the
No,
backboard.
I've seen this play happen for the Broncos quite some time. Just throw it up there and somebody down there is going to grab it.
Oh, we love and hate Dev at the same time. I also agree with you guys. When I put it out on Twitter, I was like, was this a pass? Everybody was like, that's a pass, bro. But I've watched it enough that I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to say I'm not sure it's not a pass.
This is the thing. It's like we're talking about Nikola Jokic, and it's fully within the realm of possibility.
70-30, not a pass. But 30, it's a pass.
Dude, I'll take 30.
I'll take 32, man. I hope somebody asks him about it after the game. Come on. Murray was also looking great. He was hitting some tough shots. He was in his bag. It was a Murray flurry. And the Nuggets took the lead after being down. They could take the lead 93-84. They also got some defense in that quarter, much needed defense. Fourth quarter, no Bones Highland. Instead, did the Bones era officially end at halftime in the second quarter of this?
Yes, it did.
It might have. We're going to talk about that. Instead, you go with KCP and Aaron Gordon on the bench to join Brown and Brown and Jeff Green at center. That's a hell of a defensive 1 through 4. I mean, Jeff Green, I don't know, but
Not
1
great.
through 4, that's probably the 4 best defenders on the Denver Nuggets roster. And how do we start the quarter, Eric? Steal, dunk, timeout, New Orleans. To me, the game ended right there, even though there was more stuff that happened. Just that punch to push it to double digits and the way they started that was so big. Nuggets kept having these chances to break it open, and they kept failing. Wide open threes to push it to 17, miss. It's like they kept having this fast breaks, didn't convert him. So Murray and Jokic had to come back in a little bit earlier. I think Michael Malone is like us, fellas. I think he went into this game like hell or high water. We're not. If I had to play Jokic 48 minutes, if that's what it takes.
For sure. I would have done it the exact same way.
They didn't need to come back in. Like, I still felt like it's like, all right, give him another minute. Malone's like, F it. No, we're coming in. We're winning this.
God bless him.
I know. I agree.
My diaper was filthy.
We were sitting in it for a long time. Murray and Jokic back in early. Nuggets missed a couple big momentum shots early, but then I love when this happens, guys. Jokic hits a 3, Murray hits a 3, MPJ hits a 3. I love when it's all 3 of them.
I know.
It's the best when it's like all of those guys. Then a Jokic coast to coast, then an alley-oop. Jokic had his own personal end to the game, man, in that fourth quarter where he was just like 3 plays in a row and ended it. Some formalities down the stretch. Jokic did some more cool stuff. The Nuggets get the win. All right, Dev, start us off. What's your big takeaway from this one?
My big takeaway was I was wondering if the back-to-back MVP was going to respond in this game. Not only did he respond, but he looks like he's going for 3 straight MVPs. He was himself. Monster game from him. Very efficient.
Turn the lights off.
Went
The
crazy.
party's over.
Went crazy on the box score. 26 points, 15 assists, 18 rebounds,
Dude.
17 defensive rebounds. This was a guy that was under control. And it was just not just a response game. This is like I am who I am, and this is who I'm going to be. It was great to see him will them to an easy win.
Jokic was fantastic tonight, man. But it was so casual. Like, there was a moment in this game early on where we're like, is Jokic just not going to shoot tonight? Like, we were upset at Jokic at a period tonight.
I hate old us.
That's the old us, huh?
Early us, we're like spoiled little jerks.
Yeah. What's yours there, D-Line?
My big takeaway is that Michael Malone did exactly what we said they should do, in that they showed different looks for what the new look bench could look like current with Bones and without Bones. We saw Christian Brown come in. We saw different versions of the stagger. We saw Bruce Brown running the point, and sometimes it looked bad, sometimes it looked good. It definitely looked like something that you could get by with. So to me, it's like I look at this game. I mean, that was the question on my. I wasn't really nervous about losing to the Pelicans, who've lost 8 in a row, now 9 in a row. I just wanted to see what this reality, either going along still with Bones Highland in the lineup or moving on from him, would look like. And I feel like, unfortunately, we got like kind of a glimpse into that. And for whatever, I mean, for obvious reasons, for human reasons, Bones Highland had a terrible night. Like he was pressing, he was doing just nothing that you want to see your point guard do. They were talking. He was obviously a part of the conversation from Van Gundy and Chris Haynes. Yeah, and they were like, oh, his numbers are way down, and his numbers are so down now that it's like he's just like not even. It's like hard to remember what is so special about him. It's just terrible because he is, in my view, like he's just a very, very gifted player. He's a hooper. Yeah. And he's been put in a position where he just clearly all of his confidence has been sapped. He has nothing. And like to see him out there tonight was just, it sucked. Like I hated it. So this was a great game. The Murray was incredible. Jokic was incredible. All of the starters incredible. But that was just kind of looming over me this whole time, just like looking at him on the bench, seeing how he was responding. I hate this.
I agree with you, Eric, but I'm going to still put the pause on this because I want to make this a later segment because it's honestly it deserves an entire segment.
I was talking for 5 minutes. You could put the pause on me a few minutes ago.
No, it's good though. Like, look, man, I let you give your honest, genuine takeaway, and as I was sitting here, I was sitting here thinking like that is the big takeaway of this game. Yeah. But before we get to that later on in the show, let's just kind of stick on this one here. Because I agree with you, by the way, the broadcast, everything about it just felt like it was like the center of the story. I'm just going to go with the Nuggets needed a bounce back game, and they needed us, like, we joke about the sitting in it, but it really did feel how it was. We just had to sit and stew, and when you have a bad loss in the regular season, it's like almost you just need reminded that, oh, yeah, this team is actually really dope most of the time. And
dude, they're so dope.
And tonight was one of those. I mean, you look at the starters tonight. Yoke was a +20, and it was the most casual +20 ever. Aaron Gordon +22. Like, this was a blowout win that was disguised by one bad stretch to start the second quarter, and that was the only stretch where they looked like a bad, they didn't have it. But this was a nice bounce-back win for the Denver Nuggets, and they looked good in ways that we've grown accustomed to. They shot 44% from three tonight. They scored 122 points. The ball popped in, at moments. Nuggets get 33 assists, 30-plus assists. The defense, I don't think, was phenomenal tonight other than in little spots. But this was another win that's like, oh, yeah, Denver's floor is really high. They're a really good team. And when things come together, specifically for Murray and Jokic, this team just, like, steamrolls you. And that's what happened for most of the night tonight.
The starters on this team, like the starting unit for the Denver Nuggets is so unimpugnable. Like they are the truth, man. They are everything we ever wanted. Like they make sense. The collection of players is like, it has the spacing. It has in the inside out game. It has rebounding. I mean, it just has absolutely everything. It's just, the bench is truly the only thing that's going to be either holding the Nuggets back or propelling them to success. So that's kind of where we're at this.
He just keeps bringing it back. He just doesn't want to.
I didn't say it.
I know. You have to sit there and you have to think about it, and that's what he's doing. Like because in this game right now, like Malone had to tinker with the lineup.
They did.
The second unit didn't look good with that lineup, so he made an adjustment to try to go in different routes.
Right.
Where he did have to bench a guy, where he is putting other guards out there. And they're just trying to they're having to get going in different ways. There was a lot of staggering. There were new staggers. Like things did adjust.
Yep.
Stagger.
There really was.
So, I mean, the second unit, we don't know what it looks like, and now there's more questions about it.
There are more questions. Sticking on Yoke, though, tonight, 26, 18, and 15. And Yoke puts up monster stat lines that doesn't always tell the story of how good he was. Tonight, maybe a top 90th percentile, 95th percentile casual dominance.
Oh, dude.
Like if you had the gap between how much did you dominate versus how easy did you make it look, the gap was as big as it's ever been with Yoke tonight. Like this was the most casually dominant game he's had probably this year.
Yeah, this was a game where he started out just like whatever, and then just flipped the switch. Like it was like, okay, you guys need me to be better.
Yeah, but he flipped the switch like this.
Yeah,
It wasn't a delivery. It was just kind of like, all
I
right.
guess, I'll see what's
"Gah."
going on. There was like I feel like there was a full switch in the fourth quarter though, where he was just like, let's just put him to bed. Let's just close the door on them. And that was also while seeing Jamal go crazy. Like this was a game of he was casual, but he was fully dominant, and it was in his own way. And this is honestly, this is the best that Denver is going to look, is when they're both going at the exact same time. Yes, you want the bench. Yes, you want the defense to step up and things like that. But the best opportunity for Denver to win every game is with Jamal and Jokic having these type of games.
Always has been.
It was great. It was great to see Jokic like that, and I'm pretty sure that he is the DraftKings
What?
king of the game.
This is news to me.
This has to be him.
Nikola
Let's
Jokic.
see if it
I
is.
stole that.
Oh,
yes, I
let's
stole-
go, dude.
Look at that picture.
This is the only picture of Jokic they took tonight.
Wow, I would
It
have
was
gone
kind
back
of
in
hard.
time.
He was just he was getting triple doubles in like not a lot of time.
Look at Big V trying to knock that
Big
crown
V?
off of his head. Didn't we decide that was
It's
his
Big
name?
Val.
Big Val.
Big Val.
Big Val.
Oh, like the Big V is what you carried throughout high school. I remember earlier when the Denver Nuggets Twitter said, "I like Big Val,"
Yeah, that was
because
Vogt.
Brendan Vogt sometimes thinks that he is Denver Nuggets, DNVR Nuggets.
He's been making a lot of proclamations lately.
Yeah, we were like,
From the
bro,
account,
use your
like,
goddamn
chill.
personal account.
He's
Yeah,
like, what
your
the
own
hell's
account.
wrong with you, man?
But really, this is great to see. He got his triple double in 23 minutes.
Where does that rank? I remember we had a stat the other day I tweeted out. Somebody maybe can look this up or something. I don't know. Scroll my timeline. I don't know. I had a retweet of somebody who put this out that was because Yoke had one the other day in under 25 minutes. And they're like, yeah, it's the 20th time he's done this. But 23, I'm curious. I need someone to compile the list of the fastest triple double, like how quick he did it. Just put them in order.
By the way, he's officially averaging a triple double.
Officially
really?
averaging a triple double?
No way. So Jokic is averaging a triple double. Now we're told.
my-
We'll have to fact check. I can't look it up. But super producer Kel is telling us, and he's a math wizard. He was casually dominant tonight. But I do want to go to the other guy before we take our first break, and that is Jamal Murray tonight. I don't think this was like a perfect game or a great game by any means, but it was like he made his shots, man. He made a ton of ones. I thought he was a little sloppy with the ball, this or that, but his shot making. Here's my take on Murray, because I actually think this was a good game. Not a great one, but a good game. A pretty good game for him. Murray, the standard for me with Murray has raised. Early on in the season, it was how could he come back from injury. Even prior to that, the standard was just starting to get raised, where it's like, man, this guy looks like a superstar sometimes.
Yep.
You see him make the shots he makes tonight, the passes he makes, some of all that kind of stuff. Like, part of me, I hold him to a higher standard now because I honestly think he should be one of the premier guards in the NBA. He's on the cusp right now. A lot of people have him like, we just had the player rankings from the Ringer come out. Yoke number 1, by the way, which I think is a little strange. But Jamal Murray moved up to, I believe, 48, was it? Or 54? Oh, shit, did I delete it? I did. I deleted my notes. But he's moved up a little bit, but it's still like behind players where you're like, come on, man.
He's a top 50 player. Like, okay.
I mean, exactly. But to be fair, I think it is fair because again, he's coming back from injury
Yeah,
and
for
this
sure,
or that.
for sure.
But my thing is now he's over all of that. He looks to me like, I mean, we've joked about the backometer, but we're past all that. Now I look at it and I go, no, Murray, you're too good now. We felt the same thing about Yoke back in 2018. Like, you're
Right.
too good now for us to kind of forgive mediocre nights. He can make shots like that. He can make plays like that. He can knock down open threes like he was ready to shoot tonight. 30 points tonight. I just think he's like
Easy, too.
easy. I just think he's at a place now where I expect greatness from him and a consistency we've never seen before.
Yeah, it's great to see that the shot is falling. In this game, he hit 7 3-pointers. 7. He moves past J.R. Smith on the Nuggets 3-point record.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
It's
Second
just
all time now.
Just him and Will Barton.
That's wild.
He's
Only
gonna
a
catch
matter
him.
of time.
He's going to catch him super quick. And you remember when he was injured and Barton got the record, which took him a very long time to get 1 3.
Right.
He's like
Oh,
talking
man.
about how he wants to get that. That's something that he's like aiming for. In this game, he knocks down every open 3 that he had. He's playing Jokic ball like that, that 2-man is just it's unstoppable. There's nothing that you could do there. And this is a game where he filled up the stat sheet and he kept taking shots. Like the second unit is going to need him to be aggressive. They're going to need him to be assertive. And the guy that they run through, and you're starting to see that, like he's like taking that on a little bit more. 21 shots in this game, and this is what the Denver offense is. Like Jokic wants to set the tone. He wants to get everyone involved and have another guy that steps up. Right now it's Jamal. This is a game that he stepped in. So, yeah, he's beyond back. Now it's just like, how do you separate yourself? How do you get back to you? And he talked about wanting to be better in the bubble. These type of games, he has to be consistent and like just be better. Like,
but that's what I'm saying though. Is not about getting back, because I honestly feel like he's back to the level he was at. My thing is, I look at Jamal and I'm like, he has greatness in him. Games like tonight, I'm like, man, this guy is so freaking good.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, I'm at the point now where we've talked about this a lot, but it's like, dude, the window is short, time is short. You only get to play in the NBA at the level. I expect him to be in the conversation with the Damian Lillards, with the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's like somehow 14th now on Ringers rankings. I just look at Jamal and I'm like, yeah, but I kind of think Jamal can outplay these guys in a playoff series.
We've seen the heights. We've seen the height. And, I mean, like, don't forget, last time Jamal was, in fact, back was after the bubble, and he scored 50 points without a free throw.
Yep.
Like,
such a good shot maker,
the thing is like, okay, Jamal is back, but Jamal's not back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because Jamal's back.
He is back, though.
But he's not back. Like, he's back, but like we know where he can actually go. And what you're saying is, yes, like this is what we've been begging for. Like we want nights, like every night, to be like, we're never surprised when he scores 30. 30 is like, that's going to happen. The way that he played tonight, as has been said by both of you, quiet, confident, like just going about his business. Like there wasn't anything that felt like he was just stepping out of line and like taking shots that he shouldn't be taking. It was just, he was just knocking down open shots, playing the 2-man game with Jokic. And like that, I mean, truly, you see a game like tonight, you're like, yep, that's it. Like those two, that is the Denver Nuggets' best hope to win a championship. We saw it before in the bubble. You see it again. Like those guys just know exactly where the other one wants the ball,
right,
where to get it going, like how to get the other one in the best spot. And then you add Aaron Gordon, you add MPJ, you add KCP. It's like, my God, man, like this team's got everything. And Jamal just like, I love that Jamal like wasn't like celebrating or he just going about his business.
Some tough ones too, man.
Yeah, dude.
He had some tough shots tonight, man.
We're not getting like blue arrow,
ones,
which is kind of sad. Like I miss the arrow, but like
you grow out of it though. I kind of like that you grow out of celebrations.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the joy is stripped from you day by day.
The joy is stripped by you.
Look at me. I'm dead inside.
Joker used to be like, the goofy shirt guy.
Like he would tell jokes in the locker room. Now he shows up in
suit,
more and more tailored fits.
I'm telling you, I like it.
Won't make a single joke.
Breckenridge Brewery is the official beer partner of DNVR. You guys might have seen us last week down at the farmhouse. Delicious food. Highly recommend. If you're looking for a date night, a night out, get away from the kids.
If you're looking to fire off some hot takes beer fuel.
And also, we went down there on Friday because they have like 50 beers on tap. Ones you can't even get in stores. They have them there. But I was surprised at how many people were at the Breckenridge Brewery farmhouse on a Friday afternoon. It was actually popping. It was a cool place. They've got merch there.
That's the spot, man.
And of course, right now they have the Mile High City Golden Ale, their brand new beer with the most beautiful looking can that you've ever seen in your life. They've also got the Avalanche Amber, my personal favorite of theirs that they have, the unofficial beer of fall.
RK shotgun one of those earlier. I don't know if you saw.
An Avalanche Amber? I didn't realize it was an
Avalanche Amber.
Wow, I didn't realize that's what it was. Funslinger also very good, but check them out. And if you want to find out where it's near you, go to thebreckbrew.com. They'll use the Breck Brew locator to tell you where you can find it. Also want to tell you guys about DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, the very app that we use tonight to make all kinds of money. I haven't even checked my account. I just know it's got extra money in there. Dude, now.
There's nothing. Hold on.
I went a little big today too. Actually, I don't know why I was feeling it.
Let me see. Let me see it hit the.
How many millions did you make?
The balance.
Let's go. But also, you guys should know that DraftKings. Right now during the Super Bowl is the biggest betting event on the calendar year. The Super Bowl is. no better time to get in on DraftKings Sportsbook than during the Super Bowl, the official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 57. New customers can bet $5 and get 200 in free bets instantly. Plus, all new and existing customers can take a shot at an even bigger payday with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. You mentioned this the other day, but during the playoffs, because they know everybody's coming, new people are coming in, people are picking up the app again.
Take advantage.
Take advantage. All kinds of bonuses going on right now, all kinds of odds boosts and everything else. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code DNVR. New customers bet $5 on Super Bowl 57 and get 200 in free bets instantly if you win. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code DNVR. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void in Ohio.
Oh, see you in hell, Ohio.
See show notes for details. All right, segment 2 here. We talked about Jokic. We talked about Jamal. By the way, can somebody do this for me? Maybe it's you. So Murray has, how many threes did he hit tonight?
7.
7?
Whoa.
It's a normal number of threes.
It's a normal number of 3.
If you're prime
we
Steph
actually are.
Curry.
You guys were joking about Jokic being king of the game. I kind of thought Murray had a case for
Yo,
it.
we totally, it was split, and then Jokic made like 3 in a row. We're like, what are you going to do?
I mean,
like
Jokic's on
every
a
single
curve.
time. This is what people out there don't understand the burden that we are under. Every time we're looking for anyone else to give king of the game to because we want to put shine on all the Nuggets. And then Nikola Jokic makes it goddamn impossible. It's like in a rainforest, the canopy sucks up all of the sun, all of the water. We're sorry. What do you want?
I can't believe that you took so much thought into that. I woke up this morning and I said, yeah, Yoke's going to be the king of the game. That's how I chose. Yoke's going to be the king of the game. And then he did it. And I was like, oh, he did it.
I'm like, who
does it again?
I'm looking for other candidates like Michael Malone looking for Christian Brown minutes. Where are they? How can we find them?
So here's an interesting thing. Murray is 33 threes away from tying Will Barton, 34 from passing him. At his current rate, it would take about 15 games for him to pass him, about 15 games. In 22 games, they play the Washington Wizards. So there is a chance that, I mean, is that,
he'll do it in Barton's eye?
In Barton's eye. Barton kind of collecting DNPs at the moment, so it might not actually be that sentimental
what if Barton
a moment.
jumps in off the bench and knocks the ball out of Jamal's hand when he's about to break the record? Like
He would only
James
get a
Harden.
tech. He would only
Just
get a
one
tech.
tuck.
Free throw.
That being said, Jamal Murray only averages 2.2 a game, and I kind of feel like he's getting his rhythm right now on his 3, so it might come quicker.
Right,
So
'cause he
do
just
you
hit
think
7?
do you think it's over or under 13 games?
Well, 15 is what would be
Or
the
15?
average.
Do you think it's over? Or
I think under.
Me too.
If we say 15 Murray games or 15 Nuggets games,
Murray games.
under for sure. I just think he's in a play. But also, I love that you pointed out that when Barton got close, he missed threes for like 5 straight games. Couldn't get over the hump for whatever reason, like a little block. I think Murray will be the opposite. He's going to be like 8 away, and he's going to go for 9 that game. I think.
God, that's killer instinct. I hope that's what. I hope he hits like 23 pointers.
They're like, oh, he'll get it next week. We said 15 games, it's like 3 games. He
just stops passing. Like the Nuggets lose by 30 points, but he just only shoots threes.
I thought Michael Porter Jr. was sneaky great tonight. Part of it is he went 3 of 6 from the 3-point line. His 3-point shot is looking better and better. But I like that he got a little bit of rhythm. Do we have any Michael Porter notes?
Yeah, I'm still loving the effort. Like I thought it would be like 1 or 2 games where he's trying to like at least play hard on the defensive end of the floor. He's showing that like he really is putting in the time.
Yep.
To just make sure that he's just not getting played off of the floor. That's big. Like that's a huge development in his game, where he's just not so lost all the time. I feel like there was a lot of blooper type of plays before he was injured, and now you're not seeing all those. He's trying. He's pushing over to the extra guy. He's keeping plays alive for the rebounds. There was a couple of extra rebounds that he gave by just playing harder than everyone else on the court, and that's not what you see out of a guy that's like just shooting the piss out of the ball. Like you just don't see that, and it's just great to see from him. So I like the I'll say like just the positive like light that he's in right now of just like wanting to play hard at all times. That's what you ask for.
And he's like his 3-point shot is dropping, and like that's always the line of demarcation, whether or not you're like, oh man, come on Porter, or like, hell yeah, let's go Porter. Like if he's hitting threes, life is beautiful, everything's great, the spacing is everything you want, he's engaged, people are looking for him, he's the perfect complement to Murray and Jokic, and it just like he didn't stand out at even a little bit in a negative light tonight, and he wasn't even like he was dominant either. He just was like perfect, like just exactly where you want him to be. You know,
Yeah.
like, and that's for this specific team. That's exactly like you've got your 2 tent poles, and then you just need everyone else to like sort of fill in around, figure out like, okay, now it's my time. I got to fulfill my job, my role at this moment, do it, and then move on past it. Like, so yeah, MPJ, man, like, it's things are happening, man. Things are happening with the team.
The guys I really want to talk about, though, outside of Jokic and Murray, are KCP and Aaron Gordon, who tonight fulfilled a different role. That is that they were the stagger tonight with the bench unit. Denver's 2 best defensive players, obviously, in their starting lineup, and before we get just to the Bones part of this, part of the Bones arc to me this year has been that there were none of the bench units have looked great, but I do feel like they didn't experiment with many. It felt like they wanted to go to the Murray Bones lineup all year. Like that was Malone. I want to get to the point. And he even talked early on like Murray's not quite healthy enough, but I want to get to this. But part of me wonders like the better defensive players with your bench just seem to work. I just like it more. And tonight they experimented with giving Gordon's been connected to the hip with Jokic. He has not been the stagger, but putting him out there tonight with KCP, I'm just very intrigued by that idea of like maybe you don't always break up the Murray Jokic minutes. Maybe you just put a defensive lineup out there.
Yeah, I mean that's that has to be what they go with if they don't have a guy like Bones in the second unit, or even really a primary ball handler of that sort. So it was great to see Aaron Gordon stagger. And in this game, they kind of like just filled the role. Like this has to be the first time that all 5 starters took double-digit shots attempts in a game. Like that's because they're staggering and they're still trying to find their role, but also be aggressive the entire time. This was not a high-scoring game, but they're getting shots up. They're trying to just fill the game out and let it come to them. And Aaron Gordon and KCP were good in this game on defense. Mm-hmm. Like they really were active, like on their man, boxing out, keeping plays alive. Like all of the small things that you really don't, talk about. You don't talk about all the time. But yeah, KCP, first off, his off-ball defense is incredible. Like
he's unbelievable,
we keep
man.
saying it. Yeah. But like when you sit there and you truly watch it, like that's good. He's good.
Yeah.
And just perfect for this role. And in Aaron Gordon, he's going to bring it every single time. Just super consistent. So great to just see them in different ways try to step up when needed.
Yeah, the bench was weird. It was super weird tonight. Like because it was I don't know what like I would say the bench was tonight. We got Zeke minutes at the beginning. They were also very tragic alongside with Bones. Then we got different. I mean, there was like a lot of experimentation happening there. I don't know like what you would like put your stamp on officially, like this is the bench unit, and maybe that's going to be the way it goes moving forward. Like maybe we did get a lot of Christian Brown minutes just in general. Sometimes he was with the starters as well. Like there was just like a really fluid concept of after the starters were out, like what is the best. I mean, everybody that is traditionally thought of as like a non-starter was in the negative tonight. I'll say that. Like I don't know if that all came from that first stint or not.
We can tell you 8 of that came in the first stint because Bones played that minutes.
Yeah,
and then everything else. Zeke also only played 3 minutes and was a -9. Like
rough,
both
very rough. Yeah. So like the bench unit at times was just absolutely like terrible.
Right.
Other times it was pretty good. Bruce Brown running it like was okay sometimes, terrible at other times.
He had some
like,
ugly turnovers.
Very ugly turnovers.
Incompetent.
But then he also
had some steals.
Stole the ball from Alvarado.
Which you don't see very often.
You don't see hardly ever. But it was just, I don't know. It was like, I wouldn't say that there was any moment where I was like, okay, all right. Like this is the bench that I feel good about rolling with for the rest of the year. Like there were, but good, bad, I mean, that's kind of been the case this whole year, so it wasn't that much different, to be honest.
KCP and Aaron Gordon just so good defensively, and KCP in particular. I'm with you. We were sitting together tonight, Dev, of course, but like we're sitting there watching, and there was a few possessions where you're like, my God, KCP just stays in front of guys, man. Around screens, he's just so good, draws the foul on the illegal screens and stuff. And I'm telling you, you would think that why does KCP draw fouls on illegal screens? Because he's a good flopper or he's good at silver. I mean, I think it's a little that. But I think it's mostly that he's so good at not getting screened that you end up illegally screening him a lot, and he's just like, yep, he puts you in position to make that mistake because of how good he is.
Yeah, the way he navigates through those screens, and also he's just like he's willing to put his body out there. Like he's squeezing through like small spots. He's keeping a hand on the defender. He's playing over under the screens the correct way. Like he does not make many mistakes on the defensive end, which it's easy to make so many mistakes. And I'm not going to say that it's contagious, but you can see other guys like starting to try to run through screens in different ways. I think that he's adding so much just by his play. He doesn't have to be a leader. He's not in that role that he has to do it, but he plays the right way, and other guys want to play that way as well.
100%, man. KCP, I'm so impressed with him as a player.
Yeah,
and he, 3 of 7 also from 3 tonight, just doing his job. Just first team, all do your job. Jeff Green did get 19 minutes tonight. He's the one guy that, like, when we talk about all the pieces, and look, I know Zeke was a really bad, and his 3 minutes was a -9. I actually don't even remember his minutes.
I do. They were very bad.
And I think that's the thing with Zeke is he's so, like, up and down. Like, he's
been great lately.
He has been. And I think my point is, we're not going to get the perfect rotation.
Nope.
That's the thing is I think there's no thing that people can say this if you just played these combination of players. And Jeff, to me, is the one guy. And when we talk about, if you do pull Bones out of that second unit, Bruce, KCP, Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown, as good as those players are, they're all role players.
Yeah.
There's nobody there that you can go to. And Jeff Green, even though I don't love this, I know Malone likes him in there because he gives you an offensive option. It's not a great offensive option, but it's at least something that's all right, what are we doing?
Right?
Yeah, what are we doing on this play? We're going to Jeff in the post. We know what we're getting. Is it going to be a great shot? Probably not, but at least we know, as opposed to like, we're going to try to run a pick and roll and then Christian Brown's going to get it and then he has to make a read. And that's chaos to a coach.
What was like interesting about this Jeff Green game? He wasn't as bad as you think. Bruce Brown was so bad that it made Jeff Green's minutes look bad. Honestly, Bruce Brown played the role that everybody's always pissed off at Bones for in this game, and he's not getting. And I'm not saying that he should get it, but he's not getting the same type of attention that Bones has been getting. You couldn't blame this game on Bones.
4 turnovers, 2 assists.
Bruce Brown played that role. The turnovers led to fast break points the other way. So now Jeff Green looks like he's getting destroyed in those minutes as well. And then he's not able to play with Jokic to make it look not so bad.
He played a few minutes with you. They did stagger him with Jokic. But let me ask you a question without looking at the stat sheet. How many rebounds in 19 minutes would you guess Jeff Green had tonight?
Oh, 0.
It was 0.
For sure. For sure. I don't think he's had a rebound this year.
You want to know a crazier stat? You get 19 minutes from him, 21 from Bruce Brown, and 14 from Christian Brown. Combined, they had 5 rebounds. And they were all Christian Brown. Bruce Brown
you
and
throw
Jeff
me
Green
in there, too.
Yeah. Jeff Green and Bruce Brown had 0 rebounds in 40 combined minutes.
What happened with Jeff? Jeff Green had an atrocious first stint. And then he was okay, but everyone had just a terrible taste in their mouth from that first stint. But it is kind of the point where it's been level. I mean, he just came back. You want him to work back in, but it's to the point where it's like, bro, can we not play Vlatko?
I know
he couldn't get a rebound.
Can we just
they scored every single time he was on the court.
This is just this is a luxury for us, honestly, to be able to just complain about the 12th guy on the team, and be like, oh, come on.
He's not the 12th guy, though.
Well, okay,
honest to God, look,
the 8th guy on the
I was going to
squad.
say he's the 8th because it's very clear who the Nuggets do or who Malone does and does not trust in sort of all the players. And you saw it tonight. Tonight was the circle of trust of Michael Malone runs 8 deep. And
but
then it's like, Bones,
it is pretty
Zeke,
wild
we'll
that everybody kind of got a little bit in, but Vlatko got no run. It's just, this is what it is to follow a Michael Malone team. I think it is just everybody. Every coach.
Team,
it's every
actually.
goddamn coach. But it is a little frustrating.
If you guys are looking for tickets to the big game or any game, you're going to check out the Game Time app. The link is right there in the description.
Big Game Time
of this very show on YouTube, or if you're listening to this as a podcast, which we highly recommend you do, it's also in the description right there. Have you ever dreamed of sitting courtside, but you haven't? Perhaps maybe you want to sit courtside, but you haven't yet signed up for the ultimate fan experience,
Yeah, dude, don't rely on that.
Don't rely on
only
that.
one person.
Yeah.
We know those odds are better than winning Powerball, as we explained, but
but they're not as great as if
take
you
your-
just use the
take your
game time app.
destiny in your own hands at a certain point.
They reward you for being a procrastinator. You hop on there right before the game, and you're going to see the tickets that just became made available, and the price drops for them. They've also got a little feature on there where you can say, set alerts for this game. Just let me know if it gets to this price. And then it'll tell you, bing, we got a ticket for
can
you.
be cagey.
You never know. Like, there's a snowstorm out, but you live close enough, you're not worried about it. Boom, hop on Game Time app. You're going to get great deals guaranteed. If you love DNVR, then you're going to love Game Time. The best way to support us is to buy tickets through the link in the description. Join over 15 million people who've downloaded the Game Time app. Score the best seats to all of your favorite events. I also want to tell you guys about a place that I personally eat at like once a week.
Let me guess. Geez, what does Adam? Illegal Pete's?
It's definitely Illegal Pete's, which is right down the street
got
from us.
it
They've
right
also got the
again.
locations.
Can you believe
They got 10 locations all over Colorado, but they've got one right down the street from the DNVR bar that I frequent. I like a little walk, you know, and I get my 2-block
I'm
walk.
gonna start calling you Illegal Adam.
Ooh, that sounds right. Illegal Pete's, they're a Colorado institution.
I would say.
All of our sponsors, Breckenridge Brewery, we're about this. Backus and Shanker. We love our Colorado companies. And Illegal Pete's is Pete, Colorado. They also have some options for you if you are trying to be a little, I know you think about what fast food or fast casual places can I go and get something that's like healthy. They got it for you. They got the salad options there. They got all the like keto friendly options there.
yeah.
If you're just looking for like high fat, delicious.
Oh yeah,
high
or if
protein,
you're looking
delicious.
for one meal to make you feel full for a very, very long time.
They also do that. You want to check them out. Illegal Pete's always our go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beer. All right, I think I heard that chime, and that means we have Brendan Vogt live from the arena. So let's go ahead and bring him in and hear what he learned at the arena today. Brendan Vogt, what's up, dude?
Can you hear me loud and clear? Got the mic working.
Dude, you sound crystal clear, man. Are you kidding me?
Dude, that's awesome. Glad we could sound check live. You guys want to hear from Michael Malone?
Let's do it, or at least you as a proxy.
Cool. That's right. All right. This was a tale of two halves. On closing the halves, he said the second was one of the worst quarters we played this year. The start to the third quarter was tremendous. Really the theme of the night. Doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to figure it out. They were turning it over a lot in the first half. They finished the second half strong and picked up where they left off in the third quarter. That was a big part of their success. The energy just wasn't there to start. It was to start the second half. You guys may have noticed KCP staggered instead of Jamal Murray tonight. Malone just said it was just because Jamal was hot. Quote, I don't want to be the guy that puts the fire out, end quote. That's all it was, he said.
That's interesting to me. We just did a whole segment on like how interesting it is to go to the stagger. It turns out not going to happen again.
This is the second or third time,
thought he
guys.
made
I
an
think this is
adjustment.
where if Jamal is that hot to open the game, he's going to leave him in. So I think this is the second or third time that's happened. So just something to keep an eye on going forward. But of course, the rotation did change in the second half in significant ways. I'm sure you guys touched on this. Bones highlights.
What was it? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Not a part of the second half. Not a part. Malone shouted out the lineup: Bruce, KCP, CB, Jeff, and AG.
Yeah, I'll bet he
Got
loved
stopped.
that one.
Yeah, they got a lot of stops. So he was really, really proud of that group. On Christian Brown, he says, look, each game takes on its own personality with regards to his minutes. It's not like a predetermined thing that he was going to play tonight. But I know this, when his number is called, I have no doubt he's going to play hard. On MPJ, he just more of the same. He's not just a silky shooter. He's been doing a lot of the little things on both ends. He felt like he did it again tonight. Thought it was a good effort from MPJ. He was asked, fellas, where does he stand with Bones Highland? His answer, I stand with Bones Highland. There you go. He said he's still on the team, and I stand with everyone on our team.
Wow, bold, brave.
We heard from Jamal Murray.
I love it. Like, I don't know what you expect out of that question.
He's like, oh, I think we're looking to shop him maybe for a first. I'd like to see a little bit more.
You just put your hands. I'm against Bones.
Yeah, dude. I think he sucks, honestly.
Get him out of here.
But Malone's so good, though, when he gets a chance to be quippy, he rarely misses, and he turned that moment on its head. We heard from Jamal Murray, who in my eyes, guys, was really shot ready tonight. Like, didn't hesitate at all, shot when open. I asked him if that was like a concerted approach tonight.
Great
He said
question.
No, actually.
God
He said
damn
no.
it.
He said, I know. I really thought it was a good question. He shook his head furiously. He did actually give a good answer. Kind of true. he kind of admitted that it was true. He said, I was just shooting when I was open early, which is true. And I think another way of looking at, sometimes Jamal will take the full 24 seconds. Tonight, if he was open, he just shot, didn't hesitate. I thought that approach is what yielded such great results. He said it was all about turnovers tonight. It was pretty simple. Turned it over a lot in the first half, didn't in the second half. On the All-Star game, he says, I don't care. I really don't. Obviously, I would like to do it, but it's not like a breaking deal breaker for me. And he said, look, I'm going to go on vacation for All-Star break. That's fine with me. He doesn't know where he's going yet, though.
Hopefully Utah, like the rest of us.
On the franchise record in threes, he passed J.R. Smith for second all-time tonight. He did not know that. He was a little confused. He asked us to remind him who has the record. We said, Will. And he snapped his fingers, and he said, how far away am I? It's about 30.
Yep.
And he said, I'm going to get that in, 3 games. So,
I believe it.
All right, well.
I believe it.
Well, we're going to bet his over next game.
Yeah. Bet Murray over on threes. Everyone in this chat.
Remind me.
And so, guys, we've got Harrison Wynn back in the locker room waiting for the MVP. So any questions about that backboard pass, I'm going to have to direct you.
What's your ruling?
I think it was an accident.
I think we all do. It sucks. Everybody on Twitter thinks it was intentional. Everybody on this panel thinks it was an accident. So
I think it was an accident. I think Jokic should be awesome, though, and claim it, but he probably
that would be cool. Here's the thing. I will tell you, Vogt, you sounded really great tonight,
Oh.
but you looked even better.
Vote.
Oh, thank you very much, guys. We're courtside. Did you pick up on that?
Hey, look at that, man.
Is that your courtside fit?
Is that your courtside
Courtside
fit?
fit?
Courtside
Courtside
fit? Hell yeah. All right, great stuff today. Adios, amigo. Before we take our break, we have a bunch of super chats. Let's go right into super chats.
Oh,
now.
let's
I will
do
say,
it,
I
dude.
think that was a great question from Brendan Vogt, and I'm not surprised that Murray acted like he was not focused on it. But I also think he was focused on it.
I think you're right.
So there's my analysis.
Good job.
Pop Psychologist Corner. All right, who's reading these? Kel, make it huge.
All right. Carlos Romero says, stop the count. Philly fans probably.
Yeah, they probably are.
That's what we were saying on Saturday. Okay. Joseph says, please talk about TNT not loving the Nuggets. Only flash to Pell's timeout and constantly talking about how they're good. Denver is best, so LFG, Jamal's back.
Didn't notice that personally. I did notice a lot of Bones Highland talk, but I didn't notice necessarily.
Yeah, we don't we generally watch the game down in the bar, and you don't hear a lot, which
not
is
crystal
the
clear like
greatest
that.
blessing of all. Is that you can only hear you get a sense of Stan Van Gundy.
I don't like Stan Van Gundy.
So we don't know exactly.
Man,
what
what highlight is there from this year where Stan Van Gundy's on a call and it's like one of the best highlights of the year for the Nuggets, and he's like just telling a story. So
It's
every
like,
time I see the highlight, there's no he's just like, and that's why if you have a T, and you're like,
So anyway, I had Jeff in a headlock. And Hanley came down.
it might have been the Aaron Gordon dunk, where he's just like talking in an anecdote, and you're like, God damn it, Jeff.
What else do we got here, super producer? Ryan, our homie from Boston, says, the guys always say you should see the crazy stuff passes he attempts in practice. Maybe off the backboard was one of those in game.
Listen, man, 70-30. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying I don't think it was.
What do we know? We're mere mortals. We can't understand what.
There's a chance. The thing is, he'll never admit it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Anyway.
Here's the thing. Jokic gets a title. I really do think this. Jokic gets a title. I'll bet he throws crazier passes the next year.
Man.
You know what I mean? Like there's less pressure. You're
could
just
just
like,
try it at that point.
At that point, we're having fun.
Morgan says Nola needs Herb Jones back-o-meter. He's back. Nugs better not trade Bones for some measly pick. I want at least Herb Jones or Alex Caruso D talent.
I mean, we all do. We'll get to that in the next segment. We're gonna end the show talking Bones here.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I'll just say this. I wouldn't count on Alex Caruso.
I wouldn't either. Freddie says new look bench is going to be much more defensive oriented, and it didn't have to score like crazy, just have to maintain. I mean, that's the philosophy. That's what we kind of been saying. Like, if there's clearly not an offensive spark on that bench, but as long as they don't mess it up, although they did a great job tonight, but whatever. What's next? Joseph says, Christian Brown is the Alvarez antidote.
I like
Get this
it.
guy for the playoffs. Alvarado.
I love it. I love that.
I like that. I like paying for your
too.
mistakes, literally.
That's incredible.
555-ish says, I trust the Nuggets front office to make the right decision about Bones that will benefit both parties. Another win down. Only 15 more wins till 50 wins in the Nuggets-dominated West.
15?
15.
We're only 15 wins away.
From 50. The Nuggets are a good team. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
I caught on
They win most games that they play, by a pretty wide margin.
The Nuggets record's really good.
Dude, they're so good. And I'm miserable. What's wrong with me? Ethan Holiday says, Nuggets! Dude, what a great
man.
season.
I also put it in
the brevity.
He
Yeah.
put it in parentheses,
I think
right?
they all go into quotes.
all right, well,
but I love some.
yeah,
of
you're
it.
right.
You know, the brevity, it's right in, it hits the target.
Drunk philosophy.
Oh, Drunk Philosophy says, Funk philosophy lives. Tell Win. Missing the live shows. Glad to make this one, even though I missed the game. Big sad. Thanks for being awesome.
Hey, thank you, Drunk Philosophy. Also, you missed a good one.
You did miss a good one.
Well,
you shouldn't have been so drunk, my
All you
guy.
have to do is just listen to the fast recap, and you got to hear
Oh,
every
that's
single
so
thing that
Every
happened.
time I hear the fast recap, I'm like, am I watching the game again? This is
Goodness,
unbelievable.
I remember that play.
RR says, it's official. According to NBA's official website, Jokic is averaging a triple-double.
He's going to do it. I honestly think he's going to have a triple. Here's the crazy thing. Isn't it also on like 70% true shooting?
Yes.
Guys, like, I'm telling you, man, like, it's wild.
Doesn't make any sense.
If you would have told, like, here's the thing about it, and the numbers this year are all weird. This is going to go down as a weird year. Everybody's going to have this has never been done before. But the idea of a triple-double on 70% true shooting, just so you know, 70% true shooting is like the most efficient. I think it is the most efficient 20-point per game season
Probably
in
since
NBA history.
Wilt?
No, I think in NBA history. Like
Really?
Yeah. So
Take that, Wilt.
and then on top of it, he also has a triple-double on it. And I'm telling you, it's wild, man. wild.
Travis Sween says, pleasure meeting. Oh, Travis, the homie,
Oh, man,
in the
that was
house
dope.
tonight.
It was
Pleasure
real
meeting you
great.
fellas tonight. Vibes were immaculate. Every starter is good, and the DNVR bar is the spot. Oh, and Murray is back. Rock your shots on me after the
Hell
final
yeah.
parade. Let's goddamn go. Our man.
We love meeting the people, man, that are in the chat, and then we get to meet them in real life. It's
Travis
it's
came,
greatest.
all the way from Jersey.
From Jersey.
Like, he's a true fan.
He's the true one. And then here's what's funny. He said it was the spot tonight, a Tuesday.
Yeah, dude.
Like, if you saw it tonight and thought it was the spot,
Oh,
then
man.
you will love it when it's like
when it's
Friday.
legitimately the spot.
Yeah, not just
tonight
Tues-
it was a spot.
It was Tuesday at 8 o'clock start. Like, this is a dead one.
I didn't want to be here, frankly, but it was great, like it always is. Okay, Mihailo says Brown dunks baptism because he's a Christian. I love it.
Okay, I'm with
I
it.
love taking wild, possibly blasphemous takes about Jokic. Happy to spread that over to Christian Brown. Let's go.
I like it.
Victor says, looking to name the Brown contest a 3 and fast break to a layup. It should be called the Brown streak. It will not.
That's crazy. That's what my grandma used to call my tidy whities.
Oh, get out of here. We don't need to hear this.
Those are
I
two
like it. The
terrible
Brown, when he
jokes, one after the
contests the
next.
shot, I get it. The whole sequence.
The streak. Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
the Brown streak.
Our
The streak.
homie S. Williams II, vote, reach out to S3 for help with the courtside fit.
Yes, sir.
Do you really want your son to look like Brendan Vogt in that video? Like, that feels like bad parenting. To be honest.
No.
No,
They
other
just
way
had,
around.
Yeah,
Other
they
way
just
around.
had courtside
So
for
he's
his
telling
birthday.
you.
That's
Now he's
excellent
saying that
parenting
Vogt
of
needs
Brendan
to.
Vogt, who clearly needs it. All right.
There's
Jeremy,
no way Vogt can pull off S3's outfits, though, man.
No.
Come on. No,
No.
way.
I want to
Unless,
see it.
Does
I
S3
do want to see it, too.
does S3 walk around in slippers and say that they're made for outside?
Yes.
Okay.
And then get offended
They
if
get
you're
offended.
like, no, they're outside.
They've got rubber soles. You know what? Okay. Jeremy J. Rock Michael, our homie, says, I feel like I ate my last bound
Oh,
island salmon.
man.
my
Well,
God.
on that note,
boy.
let me tell you.
Oh, one more.
No, that note.
Tommy Brown says, Nuggets bounce back. Jokic racking trip dubs. Maul going for 30-plus. Gordon looked like an all-star. And how about Dem Brown out?
That's a great one. That comes from Tommy Brown. So you know what? He knows what he's doing
My
here.
man, Brown. Yeah,
That
Brown
was-
recognized Brown.
Brown recognized Brown. And also Brown. Speaking of courtside fits, guys, one place that is always selling courtside fits, but for the golf course.
Oh,
Pins and Aces, the official golf apparel partner of DNVR. We love our Pins and Aces gear. Get tons of compliments when we're on and off the course, mostly on the course.
I would say we're usually off the course.
Yeah, usually we are off
Most
of it.
the
But you really want to peacock out there on the course. You want to get with Pins and Aces. The family-owned golf apparel business. You guys know I'm all about family-owned companies. I love it. Mom and Pops, we're a family-owned company, really. We got a lot of family here in
Sure,
the company.
let's go, let's
Apparel
go.
business based right here in Colorado. Oh, they're local as well. My goodness, man. Is this a company made for me? This is incredible. They make amazing polos, hats, golf bags, and even our favorite beer sleeve, that innovative product that allows you to store 7 beers. What a weird number, too. Did we ever talk about that?
Every time we do this room.
We talk about at 7, not 6. So you get a 6-pack, but then they're like, you want one more beer in there?
So you share the last one. You know, if we all crush 2 apiece right now, there's going to be one we give to Cal.
We've called it a Baker's 6-pack.
We have talked about this?
Yes, everybody knows
Everybody's
this.
done that?
You forgot.
I did forget about it. Check out pinsandaces.com. Use the promo code DNVR to receive 15% off your first order. Get free shipping. That's pinsandaces.com. All right, that was our last break. Let's get into this now, guys. We've had a little fun tonight, wouldn't you say?
Oh, we've had.
Oh, you're about to ruin his.
Am I about to
What are you
ruin
talking
it?
about?
Yeah.
Look at this smile. It can't be taken off my face.
Okay.
This did feel like the last night of the Bones era. Now, I'm not saying he's not going to play on Thursday. Here's where I want to start with this. There's a lot of ways you can analyze the idea of Bones getting traded. This is very abnormal. When you mentioned that tonight's game, it just felt like it hovered over everything.
Oh, yes.
Chris Haynes had the different reports. Van Gundy's talking about it. They kept cutting to him on the bench. It's rare, Dev, during trade season, guys are in trade rumors, but it's rare that it's this I just feel like this is not even trade rumors.
Yeah,
it's
this
just
is
like
a
waiting
trade
for it to
This is
happen.
a pre-trade announcement.
Yeah, this actually was unfortunate timing with it all. Just because it was the Chris Haynes game. It was nationally televised where everyone gets to see it and talk about it. And you want to talk about culture. This is like the first time through the whole Jokic era that there has been those type of conversations with the player. Everyone else has just kind of been a surprise when it just pops up. There hasn't been one like this. So it is unfortunate just because Bones is a player that a lot of people love, but he's also a player that a lot of people want gone. So it's a rough time, and I think that was weighing on everyone, whichever way that you feel. It was just sad, and then he goes and plays less than 5 minutes in the game. The writing seems to be on the wall. I think that was the down part of the entire game. You couldn't feel the highs because there was a low.
Yeah, so I saw a lot of time being played without Bones Highland, and I saw it working and being successful, and the Denver Nuggets were able to move forward. I think it's very clear that they're planning on moving Bones. I hate it even more now than I did before. I just don't see the need for it. I hate punting on talent. I hate us. The only thing that I can think, obviously, is clearly there are things in the works and behind the scenes that we don't see, we're not privy to, we don't really understand. It's not everything that obviously is shared with the outside world, which is kind of the way it's supposed to be and should be. I just wonder if there are conflicts with players, conflicts with coaches. That for whatever reason, there seemed to be some impetus. There feels like there is some thing pushing a decision to be made when, in my eyes, in my view, that if not for that, there's absolutely no reason to make a move, especially if it's just to get a pick or something that you could easily do in the offseason. I hate moving off of talent. You just never know what a player like Bones can turn into. This is his lowest moment. Trading a player when they're at the lowest moment, to me, feels like just really bad business. It feels like bad asset management.
Unless you think it's only going to get worse. And Nurkic was this way. It wasn't man, he's at the lowest. Why don't we just play him together? It's no, there's no playing him.
Nurkic had, but Bones was on the bench. He was up cheering. We clearly don't know the entire story. There is something pushing this outside of it just being close to the trade deadline. Because I other than he's just playing badly, I don't see it. I don't get it. But that's the difference between being in a front office and really understanding the ecosystem of a NBA basketball team and like, all of the factors that are in play. I'm positive that Bones is not happy with the minutes he's been given over the last month, whatever. I don't know if he's vocal about it. I don't know if big players on the team don't want to play with him. I know that he and Jamal Murray aren't playing well together. I don't know if that's something like. We spoke to Bones, and he expressed that he was confused with his role. He didn't really know what he should be doing. He felt like he was floating around, which is clear. When he gets the ball, he presses. He makes terrible decisions. He shoots the ball in last year, in the earlier part of the year, like you were really excited about it because it's like, man,
Bones taking a three, like almost any three.
Dude, like when Bones gets cooking, it's like the most fun I've had watching basketball in like a really long time. And that includes, like probably since the bubble, honestly. I don't know, maybe like, there's just like a joyful expression when Bones is playing basketball and he's playing it just like in the way that people who love basketball play basketball. There's like a certain like robotic tendency that the Nuggets can take on, and it's successful, and it's satisfying, but it's not like, it doesn't like get you jumping out of your chair. Like Bones is about Jamal can get that way. Jokic can make like little moves here and there, but like Bones is the guy that can like really get things going. It's just, I hate where we are with this. It just feels like it's a fait accompli right now, and I wish I knew the whole story because I could swallow it easier, but like to me, it's like a bummer. It just feels like a waste.
I think, so you touched on a lot of stuff there. I think the big thing is there have been situations with teams that have come to a head, but it's still never felt as inevitable as this one is feeling. And I think that's the whole point, is that it's bad whenever a trade feels inevitable, because then it just feels like you're being forced into things. Like the Nurkic trade, you had no leverage in those negotiations because it's like, well, he's not playing for you. He's leaving the arena. He's, fighting with this or that, and whatever. He's causing distractions. So you kind of get to lean on a team, and it just feels like Denver's there. And I know there was the report, from Singer that they feel they have a deal lined up that they would take, and maybe they're waiting for another one. But it does, to me, there's the question of, is it better for the team to move off of him? I think, than you are in the camp of like, it makes sense to me. Even if you were just talking a pick or whatever, like I just feel like does he fit the team? Is it on the same timeline? Those things were always going to be tough to match up. So I'm a little bit more, it makes sense there. But the area I do agree with you is that you still can't negotiate from a position of inevitability.
Yeah, and weakness.
Well, weakness, but I'm saying specifically of it's inevitable that we need to do this. And that's just, tonight watching the game, it's how you felt. Like, I don't think it's a lock that Denver is going to make this trade. I don't think it is. I think it's very likely.
Yeah.
But it does make you wonder, like, what if he's not traded?
Right.
Is it weird? You know what I mean? Like, we're almost at the point now where it would feel weird if they don't trade him.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, it would. I mean, it would but you would get over it. This happens.
Of course. You have to agree. Yeah. But, Dev, honestly, am I out of line, though? Am I going too far on that?
No. But also, I think it goes back to just this being such a foreign feeling around this team. They have not had those type of things happen. Right? Like Nurkic is the last one that comes to mind, and it was the best decision that was ever made. It was Jokic or Nurk. Everybody's choosing. 100% of people are choosing.
Yeah,
Jokic,
but that's because Nurkic made it. This isn't the Bones or Bruce Brown.
Exactly.
Bones. This isn't.
But I think that's why it makes
one.
it so difficult for everyone to like grasp what it is. On one hand, it's like this very talented player who can develop into at his best, we already know what Bones can be, but there's also a very small championship window, and does he contribute to that window right now, or can you make a move that makes the team better right now because you want to utilize that time frame?
If they make a move that makes the team better right now, I'm like, cool.
Yeah, but maybe it's not as flashy. Do you take that? If
we're talking about simply getting a pick, that does not make the team better right now in any way, shape, or form. That's where I'm like, man, come on, man. Like,
maybe not. I mean, if it makes you play different guys, it does make you better.
It doesn't make you. I mean, like Michael Malone didn't play him in the second. He doesn't have to play him. Like, I don't know. I just, I don't know. I'm obviously like I have feelings about Bones that are I just like him.
I do too.
I like
of course.
rooting for him. I like watching him play. Like I like that he goes to the crowd and he
has the most personality of anybody on the team by a mile. Like the Nuggets are kind of personality-less.
They are.
Like
That's what I mean,
KCP, I
little
love
robotic
him.
at times,
No
yeah.
personality.
None. But like winning is dope. I prefer winning to personality. No problem there. I just feel like this is going to be one of these things where we're like, oh man, we got to move off this guy, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, this guy cooks us every goddamn time we see him because,
because every guard in the league.
Because every guard,
yeah.
But again, if
Malik Beasley cooks Denver every time they play him.
Yeah.
But like, I don't.
You're fine with that.
But I'm not sitting here like, man.
Need him
And
back.
honestly, they trade Malik Beasley for nothing. Like there's been a lot of these trades. Sometimes I honestly think this is what I think. The best place to be in as a fan is when you're the tear it down team. Let's start over, because those trades they're so low leverage that you're like, I can't believe we got Jared Vanderbilt, who I like, but you're like, I can't believe we got him for nothing. It's like, yeah, when you're a team that's rebuilding, flawed players seem awesome because they're just prospects and whatever. When you become the better team, you're constantly sort of trading the fun, exciting. I mean, it was less so because I think Bones is better. But when R.J. Hampton left, there was a little sting there because we all liked him. Like we didn't think he was going to be a star, but we're like intrigued by him. And then you're like, oh, that was wow, okay. I don't think Bones is going to be quite like that. I'm just saying that I think that Denver. I think it's inevitable when you're a good team that you lose young prospects like this, and it's just because, man, we think they're good too, but that's not what we're trying to do here. We're just trying to find the guys that plug the holes because our roster's already complete.
Agreed. I think that clearly something is going on that is forcing the hand of this, because there's no other reason why this has to happen right now, specifically if it's for a pick.
Again, other than just to free up your roster and bring it together, I honestly think that's a big part of this. And if a pick is like, maybe that's a good. And then here's the other aspect about the pick. I don't know what Denver's plan would be if they were to acquire a pick, but it does put you in position to make either a secondary move or put you in position to make a more stronger move in the offseason. I mean, picks right now are your number one poker chips. If you're trying to make a real trade, everything is picks.
Except for the trade market is destroyed by Tim Connolly, who thinks that Rudy Gobert's worth 5 first-round picks. So I don't know.
Yeah,
what is a single first-round pick even worth anymore?
Well, you might be able to get 2 now. Once you get to the draft, you can trade a second one on draft night. So then they have 2 picks. You can make some moves. So anyway, my point is, but it does feel inevitable. That's the bigger thing, is that tonight was a really weird night because it just felt inevitable in a way that I don't think it should feel inevitable right now. Even if it was, it shouldn't feel this way. It should be a little more secretive and quiet, I think. But who knows?
You got to move in silence like lasagna.
Yeah.
Like a G that moves in silence.
Real G's usually do that.
They're moving.
Missing the first part of that really changes the moving in silence like lasagna.
Yeah, I don't know what happens to your lasagna.
It's really changed.
Hit that outro music there, Superstar Kale. All right, what's that? I'll tell you a quick update from Yoke that Wynn just sent me. He was asked about that dribble move in the second quarter. He said it just happened in the moment, whatever. And then on averaging a triple-double, he said, ooh, it's nice, of course. It's not something that I'm striving for or trying to do. I'm happy as long as we're winning.
I love he's not trying to do anything ever, but he does everything.
You know how he's being real? Is his game was not that nice early on.
Yeah.
And then he got like all those assists in a row. All right, outro music, super chats.
Toke Rasmussen. I think this is our guy Patrick Rasmussen. Good win.
He paid us in DKKs.
Yeah, this is not him.
Oh, that's not him. You're right.
What are DKKs? Would you guess? Let's all take a guess.
Denmark crowns.
DraftKings.
It's Denmark crowns.
Why am I the smartest person on this stupid fucking show?
I just think you're Danish.
There's only 3 of us.
Good win. Got up at 4 a.m. to watch the game. Now I'm on my way to work. Nug Life Europe.
Hell yeah.
This is so not Pat Rasmussen. I couldn't be further off.
Yeah, he was all nice.
Yeah. Penka says we need two new Beyond meters. Jamal's Beyond back meter and Nikola's Beyond MVP meter. It's true.
Yeah.
Both are broken, man. We need to extend.
I'm very curious to see
tolerance.
how this MVP conversation evolves. I'm really curious, man.
Penka, right back. The recipe for Nuggets championship: Porter, couple of threes. Murray, 35-5. Jokic, 25-10-10. Seems very reasonable to me. Let's go.
Look, if Jamal averaged 30, if he scored 30 on the regular, hell yeah.
On the regs.
Why not? All right, we love it. Great show tonight, fellas. You
Oh,
guys brought
the
it.
greatest show, dude.
You
You,
guys
want to know
really
why?
brought
No wind.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you did. No, of course we love Wind. And he's going to be cooking up a great story for us, I'm sure, that
Dude,
we're going
Wind's
to read
been on
tomorrow.
such a heater.
He has been on a heater. He's going to be cooking up something good from this story. I promise you that. Been in the locker room tonight, so we'll look forward to reading that on thednvr.com tomorrow. Everybody else, hit that like button for us. Don't forget, man, our ultimate courtside experience. You're going to want to sign up for it. We want to sign 1 million people up for this thing.
1 million, dude. Yeah.
Somebody is going to get, you guys think this sounds like there's a trap. Somebody is going to get to watch the Denver Nuggets play on, I think, the 30th of March.
Against the Pelicans.
Against the Pelicans. Oh, that's right. Against the Pelicans.
Zion will probably be
Probably
back by
Zion
then.
by that time. It's going to be an intense game. Can you imagine watching Zion that close? You know, it's that close to
dude,
the court?
he like so close that when his shoe breaks, you might get hit by it.
That's how close it is. So you guys want to sign up for that. Everybody hit the like button on the way out. Adios.